Hi everyone, I'm David Pereira. Welcome to my channel. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about roadmaps. Recently, a lot of people ask me, how can I start a roadmap? What to do to ensure we deliver value? And I was reflecting on it, and I have something to share with you. First of all, I hate roadmaps because most of them lead the teams nowhere but to frustration. I will tell you, to create a great roadmap, you should use Objective Key Results, the OKRs. But before we jump into that, I would like to share what not to do with roadmaps. But let's start sharing a story. After a very stressful year in one of the companies I worked for, the teams were curious what would be the outlook for the next year. And the CEO came into place to present the roadmap for the next year, and I remember as if it was today the scenery. The CEO went to the stage and started saying like this: for the next year we are gonna implement a new price strategy. We will also implement a new search engine and migrate our content management system. Also, we will have to migrate our newsletter tool, and we will provide our customers a way to bring their friends to us in a referral program. And then we will also implement the recommendations and review. And the list kept going and going and going. I almost fell asleep, but the only thing I didn't know was where to start. The teams looked puzzled, they were really confused, because the roadmap was full of features to deliver, full of expectations to achieve, but nobody knew why we had to do that. I think I don't need to say what happened, right? The teams were going in conflicting directions. We couldn't collaborate, yet we had a lot of dependencies with each other. And the first quarter was a disaster. We didn't reach anything. And the second quarter also was the same. And then we had to change because we were pursuing features instead of value. Nobody knew which value we wanted to achieve. We only knew we had to replace the newsletters system for the sake of replacing. We had to implement a new search engine for the sake of implementing. But why? So this is why most of the roadmaps are pointless. And the first mistake is this: features to deliver. And how does it happen? Generally, the top management has the brilliant idea of doing the roadmap totally alone. They go to their crystal palace and they start smoking their cigars.
For the next year we should implement this. What do you think, Joe?
And then Joe will look,
Yeah, but maybe we could do that also.
but nobody's evaluating why. It's just based on their gut feelings, and they are also not involving the teams to understand which problems to solve. And I think this is wrong because executives should not define the teams what to do, but they should point the team in the right direction. They should tell what value they want to achieve, what is the impact they want to have, and the how. Well, only people who are working on the product can deliver that. And this is something that unfortunately is the most common way of roadmaps. This is what I have seen in my whole life: executives defining what to do instead of asking the team, how can we achieve this? And it's connected to the second problem, which in this case the product owner or the product manager is involved, but the product owner is not able to define what to do. Actually, it is more like a mediator. The only thing is there are many stakeholders with a lot of wishes for the next quarter, and there's a limited capacity. And we start prioritizing the roadmap based on deficit. What can we take out from the wishes of the stakeholders? But think about it. If you are working on online shopping, you have people from category management, logistics, customer service, a lot of areas, and all of them have wishes. And if your responsibility is to try to please all of them, so you will try to do something small for each of them. Something for the logistics, something for the category management team, and so on. Because you are powerless to point the team in a unique direction. Because you don't have a clear goal to pursue. It's kind of, the goal is to please the stakeholders. But this is a trap. Because if you try to please all the stakeholders, the only thing that's going to happen, you will please no one. Because You need to think what is the goal you want to reach and how the requests of the stakeholders will connect to that. And then you can craft a roadmap. But if you start just trying to prioritize based on consensus, well, everyone will try to get something inside the roadmap and the roadmap will be pointless. And in this case also I would like to connect to the last problem that is very common. The distance from the engineers, the software developers. Product managers define alone what to do with stakeholders, executives, and the business team, I would say. But engineers become surprised once they get to know the roadmap. It's something like this.
Hey Bjorn, do you have 5 minutes for me? I'd like to share the roadmap with you. Sure, go ahead. Yesterday, I aligned with the management what we will focus on Q2 2021. We will have to migrate our newsletter tool, implement a new price strategy, and refine the product detail page. Whoa. How does that sound for you? That's a lot. We can do it. But why are you telling me only now? Hey, come on. You can do it. The team is great. And the management is pressuring us a lot. So it's time to deliver it. I'm tired of that. You make commitment for us, and we are the last to know about it. You know what? Fuck this roadmap.
But the engineers are really surprised once they get that because they had no involvement. They didn't define if it is feasible or not for the quarter. And the problem once again is most probably this is going to come on the format of features to deliver. And the only thing the engineers have to do is to execute a plan instead of solve a problem. So these are the reasons that most roadmaps lead the teams in pointless directions. Many times I felt like dogs chasing the tails. We are just running in circles. We will not get anywhere because we are pointed to the wrong direction. I have some good news for you. You can escape from these pitfalls if you are willing to go in conflicts. For example, executives define, I want a new price strategy. I want an automated price algorithm. This is a solution. You need to go a step back and define the objective for that. Once this is implemented, what do we achieve? The company will have a higher margin. So the company wants to become more profitable. So this is the initiative. And the price automation is one of the possibilities. So what is the scenario? Imagine like category managers are defining the price manually. And this is not something scalable. And you want to change this scenario. And the objective is something that will let you explore with different solutions. And then you can set the key results. Executives will define where you should go, like the direction you will be pointed to. And then with the team, you define the key results. For example, prices for 80% of our products are calculated automatically without any intervention of category manager. So this could be one of the key results. And you could also say something like this. The average margin is increased by 5%. And then how you are going to achieve that, you will explore with different things. But another aspect is, here, fewer items done is better than a lot of items in progress. Stick to small results and then you can achieve them. You stick to a lot, then you cannot achieve. You start a lot of initiatives and you don't finish anything. Generally, per quarter, it will depend on the size of the team, but 3 key results might be more than enough. So this is the aspect you should strive for. I'm not telling you it's gonna be easy. Executives might be resistant to that because they will feel invaded, like you are trying to tell them how to do their work. But actually, you should tell them, as a product team, we want to ensure we deliver the value for the business and the end user. So that is the reason you should set objectives for us, and then we will explore with the key results. And the beauty on that is the commitment. Because if executives set the direction and also define what to do, will teams be committed to achieve that? Of course not, because they were not part of any of the decisions. But once the team defines a key result, the team will commit to that because they decided to implement this. And to summarize everything we have learned in this video here, once you are preparing the roadmap, don't focus on features to deliver. Also, don't try to please everyone. Focus on the goal you want to achieve. If you try to please stakeholders, it's not going to work. Focus on the alignment with them. And involve the developers into the process of crafting the roadmap. The roadmap should be no surprise for developers. And the way of escaping that is called OKRs. If you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want more content like this, subscribe for more. And also, what is your experience with the roadmap management? I would be curious to know that. Please write the comments. Thanks for watching.